Marvelites. This is Marvel.com editor Mark Strom coming to you from Marvel Live, presented by Dr. Pepper, always one of a kind. And I am joined by the star and creators of Marvel's Agent Carter, beginning with
Hayley Atwell,
Chris Marcus, Steve McFeely,
Jeff Loeb,
Louis D. Esposito,
and Rocket Raccoon.
You were just downstage doing a signing. How'd that go?
That was amazing. That was intense. We had such a great turnout today.
I think we broke the record for signing posters today. That's what they said. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's the most popular. It was the most popular. No, I'm not. I don't know.
And this is the poster that they were signing, which is exclusively here at not Marvel.com, San Diego Comic-Con. Lovely piece by Matt Ferguson. So guys, you know, we're obviously still a little way away from seeing Agent Carter, but you know, what can you tell us, I guess, about where Hayley's at when we see her in this series?
Yeah, what can you say, guys? Please, 'cause I have no idea.
She's fabulous. Let's start there. That's where she's at.
Listen, let me say something. We're better at multiple choice. The essays are tough for us to answer right
All
now.
right.
Well, we can tell you that
No, we can tell you
the
something.
war, as it did for a lot of women, presented a lot of opportunities that are now being taken away as the men come back from the war. And so this incredibly skilled, incredibly trained woman has to find her own way within the intelligence community.
Now, Hayley, Chris, and Steve, and Lou as well, you know, you guys have all worked on the character of Agent Carter, of course, because Chris and Steve, you guys wrote Captain America: The First Avenger. So what's it like for you guys to return to this character?
I mean, it's incredibly gratifying that, you know, that's something that we wrote in 2009 and 10, and that she, you know, acted in 2010 was such an important part for, I mean, a lot of people, but, you know, I think we've tapped into something that women have been looking for a while, you know, sort of a strong female role model sort of in the superhero genre. It's really nice to come back to it. I mean, it's incredibly gratifying.
It's also very nice in that because Steve Rogers moves 70 years into the future, we didn't get it. Everyone died. We didn't get a chance. Well, he didn't die. He got very old. We didn't get a chance to develop those characters, and then couldn't use them. And so now it's like incredibly great to come back and eat the candy that we left behind.
That's a brilliant way of putting it.
Or a little disturbing. I don't know.
Jump in, Lou.
We knew we had something special when Hayley came in, and in the UK office in Shepperton, to audition, or just to meet us. And we could not contain our excitement. It was like, she's the one, try to keep a poker face and not let her know right then and there. But we knew we had something special, and she went on to prove we did, and that's why we're here today.
Cool. And Hayley, what's it like for you?
Well, it's just great that I could revisit something that I loved doing in the first place 4 years ago, and with the group of people that I love making the film with. So there is, like we've all said, there is so much more to her than we've seen already. We've just got these opportunities just to make her even more enriching and exciting, and many adventures that she can go on. So I feel like I'm hugely blessed to be back here again.
Perfect. And now, when it came time to develop this as a series, I'm a little curious about, you know, what that process was like. Like, how did you decide to do this? How did you decide on the story?
It started when Louis and Hayley had finished doing the short, what do you guys call it? The one shot.
Yeah, the Marvel one-shot,
which is available on the Iron Man DVD and Blu-ray. Pick it up wherever you can. Written by Eric Pearson. And, you know, what it really showed was, what we all knew was that Hayley was this gigantic star waiting to explode. And for those of us that were over...
Physically, don't worry.
Exactly. Well, it might happen. But the idea was that we had this wonderful opportunity with, you know, the tremendous impact of S.h.i.e.L.D. that this season on S.h.i.e.L.D. we're going to be seeing how S.h.i.E.L.D. is being rebuilt and being reborn in the responsibility that Coulson has in that. And then we're able to go back to the beginning and actually see, back in the 1940s, where that burden of responsibility was thrust upon Carter and what she can do in order to make the dream come true for the first time.
And, you know, obviously, we've got all of you guys working on it. So I'm curious, sort of, how you're going about breaking down the story. Like, how much is, Lou, you're obviously involved, everyone is. So what's it like as a team effort?
Well, we have to give a shout out to Tara Butters and Michelle Fazekas, who are also our showrunners that are involved. They're not here now because they're over on Resurrection, which is another one of their shows. But it works like any television series. There's a fantastic writer's room. These guys have done basically an outline for what the 8-episode arc is going to be. And Lewis is working very closely with a lot of the people that are in the feature world some of which we can't talk about, even though when we do, it'll be here at Marvel.com. And it's just going to be like the big screen comes to the television screen. That's really where we're trying to get to.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And Hayley, for you, like, do you sort of feel at this point some sort of like ownership over the character, or like, do you sort of?
Yes, she's killed 2 other actresses that weren't even having anything to do with the part.
No, I know, because a lot of like the movie actors, like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, they all talk about how they really get to inhabit this role and they have such a clear picture of their character. Is that the same for you at this point with Peggy?
In a funny way, it's not, because I feel like this is the beginning of the real kind of the meaty part of her adventure, and that's being written and created as we speak, which feels a real sense of collaboration. So I haven't yet inhabited the best of Peggy yet. That's yet to come, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to sort of exploring more of in this series with her?
I think the main thing is we've seen her be competent, strong, sexy, capable in a man's world. We've seen that kind of that hero quality that she has in her. I'd like to see the human side, the emotional and the psychological cost of being a super spy, the personal relationships that she has to compromise and forsake over her work, and what that means for a woman of that time. It's a really exciting time for a woman to be on the cusp of trying to push through boundaries in terms of society and what was happening for women then, and indeed now we can still relate to it. So I think there's a whole sense of her as a 3-dimensional human being rather than just someone who looks great with a gun and a pencil skirt.
Perfect.